Fun story. I am staff.
Getting a bit too much sun up here.
Well, thank you. But now that you live here, I'm sure you'll cross paths.
It's raining a bit too much up here.
Next time.
The 20th. Okay.
It's tough. I understand.
You know how much bad luck that is, opening an umbrella indoors? Dude,
I'm playing the 19th.
that is so much bad luck.
And gone the next morning.
I'm gonna not worry about the rain spirits.
Right out in the morning.
Wow.
No, I'm going home for the holidays. It cost me a small fortune because I've been there less. I was very proud of myself.
Good work.
The negotiation went well. Mostly because they took so long. All right, I'm going to do it. All right, I'm going to do it.
We are going to do Thursday, December 11th version of Beloved Strangers. This is a 3-act family drama. We're going to have Acts 1 and Acts 2 before the intermission, and then we're going to have Act 3 after. This is our cast. Zoe.
David. Joey.
Meryl. Sarah.
Bryce.
We have Tony, Dominic on lights. Our main suggestion we selected from your offerings, so we know that already, but we want to get a few more suggestions to fill out the room. So, what is the view outside of this window?
A sheep pasture.
A sheep pasture. Right. And this is a patio that leads to the outside. What can you see on the outside? A pond? A pond.
There is something prominently placed on this coffee table. What is it?
Candelabra.
A candelabra. Thank you.
There's a rug, a circular rug under the coffee table with the saying the family loves. What is the saying? The saying.
God is love.
God is love.
Wow.
Over here we have a picture frame and a picture. What is the picture of?
Bambi. Karl Marx.
Bambi. Bambi.
And I am going to take that moment to say, in this picture frame right here is a picture of Karl Marx.
All right, let's review that.
So, after you say. On the patio, there's a pond. Out the window is a sheep meadow.
A candelabra on the coffee table.
The circular rug that says God is love.
Bambi.
Karl Marx.
Sit back and relax and enjoy this night's installment of Beloved Strangers.
Yes.
Patrick, did you get the Xeroxing done?
Yes. All the music is done.
I swear to God, I am going to get those ballots changed this year if it's the last everything I do.
I'll support you.
I tried last year, but the Hendersons really wanted no points given for appearance,
Can you believe that?
presentation.
Everybody knows presentation matters. The Hendersons are very restrictive. I find them narrow.
I don't want to call names. It's about fairness, Patrick.
Yes.
It's about fairness.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
it's about winning. Did I say that?
I knew what you were thinking.
It's been so long since our family has won. I want to win this year. I want to win.
Your dancing has come a long way.
I may not dance this year, Patrick. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it. Don't look at me like that.
Marta.
I just don't think it's a good
Not
idea.
dancing, you're so
It's not a
loud.
good idea for me to dance this year.
Marta, we've been doing dips and twists and... What are you going
You
to
should
do?
dance with Marie.
Marta,
You should.
No.
She's better.
what are you going
She's
to
better.
What do you want
Do you
to
think she's better?
No! No, she can't hold a candle to you, not a candle! Look at you! Don't punk out just because the Hendersons are coming. You can do this.
Okay. She's good though. She's been taking all those dance classes in college.
But does she have
Marie is-
presentation?
Listen, our daughter has presentation. All right?
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Bad news.
What?
They've set up the whole pyro set. Right out there, next thing you know, there's big poof, poof, poof coming from the backyard. You know what that means? That means that as soon as they come out on the stage, it's going to be the whole poof and then stepping out and ladies and gentlemen. God, you think that after winning all these times, they could get something a little bit newer.
I don't think that the spying is a good idea.
I'm not spying. I'm merely just.
You cased their entire performance.
I think casing is a very, very loaded term.
Ned, we want to win. We want to win.
Of course
We want to be above board.
Above the fray, Ned. Moral high ground.
The Sinclairs take the moral high ground.
Every
the
time.
Sinclairs win with the moral high ground.
We win out of merit, Ned.
Yes, we win out of
No
merit.
shenanigans.
There will be no shenanigans this year. Now,
Mom and Dad left it to us to pass on, right?
of course they did.
Tradition.
Of course they did. I am not. Every year we go, it's this whole argument about me trying to give us a little bit of a competitive advantage, and suddenly it's me flouting tradition in their ways.
Ned, we're all equal. What would Carl say? Say it. You know what Carl would say.
Don't make me repeat all that socialist drivel.
Oh, well. Okay. Socialist drivel. Ever since you went to that church, it's socialist drivel.
I'm going to go do some finishing touches on the costume.
You leave me in here with your brother. It's not going to be
in
pretty.
here with my brother. Be nice.
Of course, why would I not be nice? In a way, the words of Karl Marx and the words of our Savior are almost the same. God is love. And how is that any much different than we should have had the utopia of a classless society? And I'll tell you this, if the Hendersons win one more year, this will be a very classless society.
Well, we have common ground on that.
How's she looking?
The sheep?
No. How's she looking?
Oh.
Is she handling it okay?
Oh, the double leap twist. Amazing.
She's not going to choke. Is she talking about how she's nervous about that? Oh God, she's going to choke.
She's pre-gaming. She's saying she's not going to dance this year, Ned.
No, what?
She just told me.
She's not going to dance?
I think I can get her to do it.
Oh, if you don't, I will. Would you be a dear?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey.
Rebecca and I are here.
Yes. Hi, Lance. Yes.
We have been working on our Sinclair family routine, and we were hoping that we could add to the competition this year.
I'm not going to say no. No, of course you can. Yes.
See, I told you, Rebecca, you'd be up for it.
That means a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Well, it's not really mi casa, is it? Ned's casa is su casa.
Well, thank you, Patrick.
Well, gosh.
So, you want to be a part of Team Sinclair, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
You want to go all in.
we do.
Yeah.
We were talking about it, and we missed out last year. We thought, what the Hendersons did to you guys, us, last year, was pretty humiliating.
We didn't like seeing that kind of thing.
All right?
Rebecca feels strong, if I can speak for you, feels strongly that we have to represent the Sinclairs.
All right.
Oh, and Ian, I think you shall represent the Sinclairs quite well indeed. Becky, oh my goodness, look at you. You have grown to but I won't say gigantic proportions because that'd be somewhat.
Well, thank you. Now, I know I'm just a cousin, but I mean, I think it's time that we just really, step in as full members.
Yeah, well, it's about damn time if you don't mind the language me saying so.
Thanks, Ned.
Well, you've been sitting on the sidelines for so long, and you can just see the talent just oozing out of every pore.
No, Rebecca's really amazing.
What are you going to do this year, Rebecca?
Well,
Man, it's okay.
don't want to give too much away.
Are you going to eat the hot dogs again? Like you
Are you
did?
talking about this?
What do you mean to eat the hot dogs again?
What do you remember? It was like 5 years ago. You ate like 12 hot
It
dogs.
was a rate of unnatural proportion.
And then you like barfed everywhere on the Hendersons.
Oh my God.
It's totally amazing.
It was amazing. It was a 2 steps of amazing. You were sitting there going, my God, how can such a tiny girl chew so many
much
hot
meat?"
dogs? And then you're going, my God, how can such a tiny girl regurgitate so much?
I would pay you to do that again.
No.
Lance, help me get her to do the hot dog. I
Six
bought a
packs.
6-pack. Just to pre-game. I bought it to the freezer.
We have actually been working on a talent that we will do together.
Oh.
That's right.
Okay, alright. What is it, Lance?
Well, Lance is very involved in his church.
That's right.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I
see
get it. I got it.
I see you're a believer.
Ned is, yes. I
Well,
believe more in
we've been practicing with the church, and we thought we would sing one of the songs that we sing there.
Oh, singing. Oh, that's great.
So you're going to be one of those reform hymns.
Well, I mean, it's a Methodist hymn. I don't know how reformed that is.
And we have some dance routines to go along. But anyway,
They're very family friendly.
Do you dance at your church? Ned, do they dance at your church?
We King David danced to express his joy over winning
That battle where he killed all those people.
Well, of course he did,
Yes.
and he was expressing his love for God. But that's Old Testament, and with the death of our Savior, all the things of the Old Testament, including all the covenants of that time, were rearranged, and we no longer have to do that.
So you don't dance at your church?
We prefer not to.
we don't dance.
Not in the church.
Lance, I won't tell anyone. You're not going to get kicked out of the congregation. Hey, you guys want to drink like a Sherry Temple or Arnold Palmer?
Yeah, Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer is all off the
Hello. What a pleasant surprise.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Lance. And Rebecca, nice to see you too. I just figured, like I said, I know I'm just a cousin, but I thought you'd come and support.
The Sinclairs.
Well, we thought we'd join the competition.
Both of us, as a team.
We've been practicing,
Practicing really hard.
Yes.
They're going to sing and dance.
Well, not too much dancing.
Not too much dancing. Mostly singing.
But it's only a few days away, and I don't actually have any costumes for you.
We brought our costumes.
Yeah, we've been. Are they color coordinated?
With each other.
Ned?
I'm surprised that they're going to be dancing and singing at the same time, but in anything, I believe and I support them in their efforts.
Well, you, as eldest member, you get to make all of those decisions. It's up to you.
Well, and I have made it very much so. You two shall grace us and, more importantly, increase our chances of rubbing their noses in it. Not a very Christian thing to say, but I'm fallible and human.
Hey.
No.
Sorry I'm late.
Come in.
Oh, Marie, where have you been?
I'm sorry. So worried. I'm sorry, it was the rain. I couldn't believe in that neck of the woods.
I feel so bad for those poor little sheep. Thank God for lanolin.
Yeah. You were looking fantastic today.
Stop it.
Oh, no.
Am I really?
You were looking sparkly.
Yeah.
Sparkly.
Marta, is Marie here?
I'm here.
Hi, Marie.
Hi.
Remember me,
Mwah.
Rebecca?
I do. How could I forget you?
I'll take your bag.
Oh,
Mrs. Lance.
And if you'll allow me,
Lance.
oh, hi, Lance.
Hi.
We're part of your family too.
Yes, I'm glad you guys could make it. This
well, let me-
extravagant show.
I'm sorry. I'm
Hi, honey.
muttering in.
Hi, Dad.
There's your Arnold Palmer.
Hey.
Oh, I'm so glad you made
Oh,
it.
thanks.
Oh, oh.
Still spinning me around. Thanks, Dad. I like.
This is awkward.
What's awkward, Dad?
This. What was that?
They're praying, Dad.
What do you pray before you drink drinks?
Well,
We like to pray before we ingest.
That's
There you go,
a
Dad.
gesture of thanks to the Almighty.
Okay.
Nothing weird, just a little prayer to get everything
Does
started.
that do something? Does that change the Arnold Palmer blood or something?
Dad. Dad, come on.
Ned doesn't tell me these things. He just joined, and that's all I know. And then you got close again because of Lance.
Well, I'm sure we can find other things to talk about other than the religion. You know what they say, don't talk about religion.
Or politics.
Politics.
Oh, is that Karl Marx?
Oh, yes. Have you read him?
Oh, of course.
I've read him too, but
Oh, wow, I had no idea. We've never talked politics.
Well, there you go. See, you talked religion, but you didn't tell you should try both of them.
well, I'm not a huge fan myself, so I'd rather.
Yeah, I'm not sure talking politics would be a good idea.
Okay. Talent? Henderson's?
But we have been practicing
We
our
have.
job.
Oh, I didn't know you
there
guys
you
were
go.
performing this year.
Well,
This
of
is great.
course, yeah, we thought we
Yeah.
would just join in, family tradition.
Oh,
They want
okay.
to join us. They want to join the Team Sinclair.
I thought it was just to be you and Mom.
Well, our own routine, but joining the larger family.
Okay, so like a epilogue?
They can warm the crowd up.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. That's
Honey, do
amazing.
you want some water or anything?
Yeah, water would be great.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Man, it's been so long since I've seen you. This is such
I'm
a...
sorry, I was, distracted by a couple of different things, and then Lance and I met, and, well, we've been very busy,
Oh,
We've been doing some mission work.
that's wonderful. Down south or...
South America.
The global south.
Oh. So not LA. Oh,
No,
wow.
Peru.
Peru, and we're hoping to get into some other countries as well. They all have it so bad.
They do.
We're really spoiled here.
With our drinks and whatnot.
Well, that's part of the reason we pray before we...
To be grateful for what we have.
Because there are so many that don't have anything.
So you're following Reverend Sykes' commanded that you should pray before every meal.
Well, of course.
Yes, how do you know about Reverend Sykes?
Reverend Sykes is a little bit. Oh, God bless him. He is a very.
Oh, please. I enjoy critical discussions about religious dogma. A belief is not to be logically arbitrated. A belief is to be held.
Well, and I understand, and I do have respect for the reform movement. But there are some things that are just a little bit too liberal about giving thanks beforehand. You should give thanks and give thanks in your mind. You shouldn't have to sit there and, make a big show of praying about it. Otherwise, you're just nothing more than one of the Pharisees that is more in love with the show of your religion rather than actually having it within your heart. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just glad we're all together.
Yes. All together. And free to express our views.
Of course we are.
Rebecca, what do you hear from your mother? I haven't had a chance to see her in seems like more than 3 years now.
Well, she's all right. Getting older, and we try to
What do you mean getting older?
Oh,
What do you mean getting older?
sorry.
She's younger than I am. She's
Little.
not kidding. She's younger than I am, after all.
Honey, you look great. You don't look a day over 45.
She's young, but she also has different problems than you have.
So!
I brought you some Vienna sausages, Becky, if you want any there. I know you used to like those when you were a kid.
And even though we weren't, really, I knew that I heard the words that you're coming, but actually I didn't think that you actually were going to be coming. But this is a huge house. There are many, many empty rooms.
Oh yeah, you should stay. You guys are staying.
I have a
thinking
room
of just-
perfect for both of you.
We could get a room at the Motel 6.
No. I insist.
Oh, I don't know if we can impose on
You are not imposing. If you are going to be part of this team, if you're going to be part of this cast, then we must be part together.
We have to do the pre-night, the whole thing together.
Ned is in charge.
Right.
If he says that you're going to stay here, then you're going to stay here.
Marta,
Because
please.
he is in charge.
Marta, please.
He's the oldest.
I could just get a bag and sleep out on the screen.
No!
I wouldn't want to.
No, it's
Ned, this isn't Peru. It's not. Sorry, Liz. This isn't Peru, okay?
Certainly
it's
not
San
Peru.
Francisco.
No, this house is old and empty most of the time. I treasure the moments that I can actually put people in these rooms. And speaking of which, my favorite niece gets her own room this year.
Oh,
No
thank
longer do you
you.
have to be cooped up all in your own.
Oh, thank you. I feel very privileged.
Well,
Like a grown up.
Ned always calls Marie his favorite niece. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean really anything.
I noticed that you had
It doesn't really mean anything.
Fish on.
He loves both of his nieces.
Excuse me,
where's
the bathroom?
Oh, just around this corner there.
It's like the cool fish.
Turn right.
All right.
Oh, you going to the bathroom with
in
me?
there.
Well, I'm just going to refill the Arnold Palmer.
You can tell
All
they're
right.
getting big by the bubbles coming up from the pond.
Yes.
So congratulations.
You'll forgive me for a moment. I just.
They grew up. I haven't seen her in 5 years.
I am stumped.
Did one of you guys invite them? Or?
No.
Did you?
No, I didn't even know that they were back.
They just knocked on the door.
Just like that.
It must have been Ned. He's hanging out with Lance at church all the time.
Oh. Ned's also been posting a lot on Facebook lately.
Facebook.
He probably posted that we're going to do the family show.
Well, I don't like to say anything negative about anybody, but I don't think it's correct. This is Marie's time to shine.
Mom,
and I
I'm
don't
not
think
gonna
it's
perform.
okay. Of course you're performing.
You guys are
That's
performing.
ridiculous.
I'm
You
not
are
going to perform. I'm not going to perform.
Well, we will see about that. We will leave it to Ned, and he will make the final decision.
Ned makes the decisions. He's
And
the
you will
oldest.
do as he says.
No, I won't. I'm a grown woman.
Marie, do you want to win?
No, I don't care. I'm here to support you.
You don't. Marie, you're the most talented member of Team Sinclair.
Yes, it's
Thank
true.
you. But
They have fire. They have fire
They
this
have
year.
all kinds of special effects.
It's like
No.
a U2 stage.
They're doing music, a sound system.
wow, they've really upgraded.
Yes.
And I know last year was really hard for all of us, and I'm not into this anymore. This is.
Marie, you need
It's a little last minute now, this.
I have never agreed to this. I never said I was going to do it.
Well, it was an assumption. For
We
heaven's
paid for
sake.
Juilliard. We paid for Juilliard. Why do you think we paid for
I'm
Juilliard?
sure you didn't pay for it, so I would just do the talent show for the rest of my life. I'm sure that's not the reason.
Ned makes the decision.
There's some very crazy voices in here, and
I'm
let's
sorry,
face it.
Honorable Men. They're just very upset that I'm not going to perform this year, but I thought everyone knew I wasn't.
Marie, when you are given a talent, you must use it for the benefit of all the others. Or this one works also.
Patrick, what can I say about the night before the performance?
That I need to calm down.
This whole house has to become a terrace, a place where warriors can feel safe enough to take off their armor. We must create this little oasis of peace. Now,
I'm sorry, Diane. I'm sorry. It's
No,
out of
it's all
line.
No,
I paid for Juilliard because you deserved it.
thank you.
I'm going to punish myself with 5 minutes of timeout. I'll stop.
I am, well, I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed that you're not going to perform. But if you feel that we do not need your talents, then I shan't force ourselves on you.
Thank you, Uncle Ned. I'm sure my mom will win it. I can't wait to see you. You're going to be amazing. You're going to win this for us.
Now, yes, but I'm just going to say it would be a little more sweeter if we both will. Now, I'm not going to force you,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to ply you throughout all of dinner.
Well, you don't have to feel like you have to perform because, Uncle Ned, I'll be performing.
That's true.
Well,
What a wonderful statement.
pretty much I'll be performing, so it's not a problem because I'll still be representing the Sinclair family name.
Don't you mean we'll be
Well,
represented?
of course, we'll be performing together.
Now, forgive me that I am going to take a walk around the Henderson house, and maybe we'll do a little bit of bird watching.
Oh, may I come? I love birds.
God.
Lance, come with me, and I will teach you everything.
Thanks, Cousin Ned.
Girl time now.
All the guys are gone. What's wrong, Mom? Please. Mom, you're gonna be
Reconsider.
so
Marie,
good.
please.
This is your year. This is your time to shine.
And I'll be performing.
And Becky will be performing.
And maybe we can perform together even a little bit. I just think it's so good when the family comes together and we all get to perform together.
Well, that brace
Well, this
was
is
Yeah, very.
so
very moving.
And
I
I
hope you
love
enjoyed it. Yes,
I
I felt moved by it.
We really get
Good.
say grace.
Yeah.
It's a little bit unusual.
Yeah.
It's an
If I'm
added benefit
Yeah,
to saying that the blessing moves one to thought or to
And
action.
do you practice
But
this?
really, the purpose is simply to
you don't
attain a state of mindfulness.
Yeah.
Break bread with me.
Patrick, are
We're
you mocking
with
him?
Ned at
No,
Ned's house.
I didn't
we
take it
do.
that way.
I mean, that was good. I mean, there should always be some sort of words of thanksgiving before
Well,
we
I
actually
agree.
eat, before
I
that.
agree. We were just talking about your religious practices. You know, in the larger family community of the St. Clairs. Well, what sort of thing do you do to show your gratefulness?
Patrick and I follow the religion of our parents.
Baha'i. We're Baha'i.
And what is that about?
We are one. We are drops of one ocean. Right, honey?
You say so, Patrick?
Yes. Well, that's really beautiful.
I agree.
That's so nice.
And there
There's
is.
room in there for everybody. Really big tent.
That's convenient, I will tell you that. Oh dear.
And do you have any? Do the Baha'i have a bread breaking tradition? You know, lots of religions have something related to bread. And what you do with the bread?
Marco.
Well, Patrick, you're the expert after all.
Well, we're all experts.
Well, I'll tell you what we do. We take the bread, we put cinnamon on it. Lightly toasted, and then and then you bring it out. You eat it while it's warm.
I see that was from the Book of Confections.
Your book of confections. That's quite funny.
Oh my God! Now
You're a funny guy.
who made the mashed potatoes? These things are absolutely deadly.
I finished all of mine. I couldn't eat them fast enough.
You are an eater, Lance.
Yes, they
Martha, did you make the mashed potato?
Marta is what you would call a late bloomer. Always under the thumb of her older brother Ned and her youngest, very beautiful and quite talented sister Helen. Helen was smart and got out early. She went abroad. She traveled the world with only a backpack on her back, sending home glorious postcards to Marta. Gosh, I wish you were here. I wish you could see so many different kinds of people in the world. Marta was stuck at home. Parents who gave everything to Ned, everything in the form of attention and praise. And Marta could never really find her way. When she met Patrick, he was strong and opinionated. 3 beautiful years, she thought she would be carried away to something new and glorious. But when Marie was born, she had a difficult time. Marie was colicky, kept her up night after night. She would walk the floor while Patrick slept. He worked hard and needed his sleep. But Marta got more and more and more exhausted. All day, all night, walking with her baby. Until she didn't even know who she was anymore. Not that she ever knew. She's always looking for who she was in the mirror of some someone else. When Marie turned 10, it was clear that she was a golden child, a supremely capable, down-to-earth, wise little girl. She made Marta feel like a fool. She tried to do the right thing. She tried to be a good mother. She would go to all the PTA meetings. She even tried to coach soccer one disastrous season. Finally, Marie asked Marta to stay home, to leave her alone. When Marta stood at the living room window, watching Marie drive away to college, because certainly Marta was not invited to go. She thought perhaps it would be a new beginning. Perhaps she could find a piece of herself again. Patrick came inside, shaking the rain from his shoulders. She could tell he was in a fantastic mood. Their little girl was launched. Marta was hopeful.
Oh, Marta. Did you see it? How she turned and waved?
Well, I was inside, but I did see.
I saw you looking out the window.
She's going to do great things, isn't she?
She is? Honey, she's going to Juilliard. She's going to be a dancer. Oh, isn't it great? She's blown the coop. She's spreading her wings.
Yes. She's spreading her wings. Flap, flap.
I'm still here. Hey. I'm still
I
here.
thought that maybe I would take some dance classes. They have that little place in town.
Arthur Miller.
Yes.
You're a natural.
You think I
Yes. I'll go with
would?
you.
You would?
Yes.
That was a dream come true. Marta had visions of the two of them on a Friday night. Intimate dinners, romantic dancing, and then coming home, snuggling in bed, just like old times. But Patrick, he talked a good game. And after the first lesson, Marta went by herself. Marta went by herself.
Books on tape. There's something. You have that long trip. You have to have something on there. You know, my favorite things are the old radio programs from the 40s and the 50s. You had a Fiddle McGee and Molly out here.
Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, wonderful. Something got quiet on your side of the table.
I'm satisfied for once. It's like this great keening in my belly is finally seated.
This non-alcoholic wine is very tasty.
Ned, have you thought about what order the acts are going to go in?
Well, obviously it's all going to depend specifically on how the Andersons are going to work their strategy in there. I mean, we got the Pyros, obviously, there. Good old Robert is going to start off with things. So I was thinking that we should start with our heavy hitter. Now,
Marie?
Oh, well, I'm not participating in this.
She's on the fence.
Well, we can go first.
No, I'm not participating.
You're not participating?
I'm not participating.
Ned decides.
I think we have such a great amount of talent here at the table that I would just love to watch this.
Well, we've been practicing, and I think that ours could be really a sort of,
a good show opener.
yes.
There we go.
Well,
Have you seen them sing at church, Ned?
I go from time to time, but they've kind of changed the whole order of the reviews. They've got.
Rebecca always felt like everyone was laughing around her, but she wasn't really sure why. I mean, she grew up like everyone else, just a normal kid in the suburbs, and she always tried to wear the normal clothes that all the other kids were wearing, and suddenly she'd be in class and everyone would be cracking up and she'd be looking around like, well, what happened? She remembered in 8th grade when she wanted to be the class president, and she went up to the front of the room and she started to read from her piece of paper, and she said, I think that I could really make something of myself for you. And suddenly the kids in the front were laughing, and then the kids in the back were laughing, and she was looking around like, well, what? And she said that right there. She said, what? I'm in the middle of my speech. And they didn't stop laughing. She always felt like maybe there was something like on the back of her head that she couldn't see, but it was really funny, and she was helping other people laugh because she had it on her head. And then, when she was in high school, when she started to meet boys, well, that was even worse. Because she just thought, you ask a boy you like on a date, and then you're on the date, and then you say you like them, and then you're dating. That's not really how it was. Because she would go on a date, well, what she thought was a date, and then it would just be sort of a lackluster conversation with the other person across the table, just sort of saying, huh? And she'd say, what? I'm trying to explain. And this happened more than once, but most specifically with a boy named Randall. She had a big crush on Randall, or what she thought was a crush, because, she liked seeing him and she liked spending time with him. One time, she asked him if he wanted to go to the movie store. And he was like, what? But somehow she convinced him to go to the movie store. And she thought all day about how they were going to have their first kiss at the movie store. And she'd be standing right in front of the huge wall of romantic comedies. And he would take her arms in his, and she would turn to him and he would say, Rebecca, I've liked you ever since I saw you. And then he would lean in and she wouldn't really know what to do, but she would kiss him. Then they were at the movie store. And she was like, Randall, come here. Here are the romantic comedies. And Randall was over in the horror section. And she was like, Randall, come here, Randall. And finally she ended up taking his arm and dragging him. And he was like, stop. And then there was this whole commotion. And the people behind the counter said, hey, you have to get out of here. You're causing a ruckus. She was pretty used to it. Until she met Lance. And it kind of felt like when her and Lance were together, it was like, so what if the whole world's laughing? You know? Because they were laughing at both of them. And that's what love is. You know? So, just go around and, you know, do their thing. And she was so excited when she brought Lance to meet her mother for the first time. I mean, her mother was kind of a, you know, sophisticated, smart, someone who Rebecca always looked up to. Rebecca wanted to show her, hey, I finally did it. I got someone. And he's really something. It was sort of a stormy day outside. And she brought Lance into the room. And her mother was sitting at the kitchen table and she was peeling potatoes. She was always sort of a half-hearted cook, you know. And Rebecca excitedly brought Lance into the room, thinking that her mother would love him. Mama,
Bring in the groceries.
I'll get them.
Oh no, that's
That's why you have a bag boy, darling. Get him to do it.
No, he's not my bad boy.
Thank you for escorting my daughter home. It's quite dark out tonight.
You're welcome. My name is Lance.
Oh, sorry, Lance. Thank you.
Mom? Lance and I are dating.
I have the utmost respect for your daughter.
And I have the utmost respect for him. Isn't that great?
Respect is lovely, dear.
I'll get the groceries. Very nice to meet you.
She suddenly felt like, was her own mother laughing at her? Had she not chosen the right person?
Dear, I was happy with you being a lesbian. At least you were around to prove to win it.
No, Mom, I'm not a lesbian.
I can see that. You brought in a guy, unless he's a girl who looks like a guy.
No, he's not a girl who looks like that.
Transgender?
No, he's a man, and what's the problem with him? He's a nice guy. He says he had the utmost respect for me.
Great, wonderful, but he's ugly, dear. I want the best for you, darling, and that's not the best. You don't want to be laughed at all your life, do you?
And that's what she thought. You know what? I have other members of this family. And I know where to find them. And I don't think they'll laugh at Lance. Because after all, he's a good man. He respects her to the utmost. Well, oh, sweetie.
Awkward pose. I told you. No chicken. If you want to say something, I would suggest saying it now. My potatoes are browning.
Sorry that I brought him home.
That's okay, sweetie. I know you're trying for me. I know you want me to be proud of you, and I am proud of you. Just none of that.
The Lord said, "Blessed are the ugly, for they shall inherit sympathy."
Well, yes,
Everybody get one of these cinnamon bread. Everybody get a cinnamon bread.
So this is hard. This is hard.
Yeah.
Is there a blessing you say over cinnamon bread?
Honey,
Can you say your blessing? Can you say your blessing?
Marie, cinnamon bread.
This is really good.
I love observing other families' traditions.
Now, is this something the Reverend Stein was saying specifically about blessed are the ugly and nobody engender sympathy?
Wait, we have to do the prayer. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's just they haven't done the prayer yet, and we can't eat if he hasn't done the prayer.
Honey, would you like to say the behind?
Floors golden and polished. There were 5 paneled mirrors, intersected by a bar. It was the most beautiful studio she'd ever seen. When she walked in, she could smell the fragrance of orange cleaner, pine. There was a velvet curtain that lined the back, so that when you danced in front, it looked like you were on stage. It was the most beautiful place she had ever seen. The first week at Juilliard was heaven. People of like minds dancing together, creating something outside of themselves. It was beautiful. This is what she'd always wanted as a little kid. Growing up, she wanted to dance with people. She always wanted to dance. To express the feelings, the thoughts, the concerns that could never be voiced, but always expressed through the simplest movement. In week 2, that's when the murmurings began. Little things. Oh, that's a big sandwich there. It's my lunch. I usually eat a sandwich. I'm on a very strict diet, you see. She never encountered this in her grade school dance or her high school dance. No one cared about weight. Everyone was always together, always a community, because it was about the expression. It was about the giving of oneself that was important, not what you looked like. There was famous dancers all around the world that were huge. But suddenly, in this pristine, orange-smelling studio, that wasn't enough. Marie was confused. It seemed like everywhere she turned, more and more people would be discussing about food, this, that, weight, this, that, things that she had always turned a blind ear to. But now she could just feel it soaking up her skin, staining it. When she would stand in front of the 5-panel mirror, ready to do a turn, she couldn't focus. Her body didn't look right. It didn't look perfect. It wasn't perfect. She didn't know who to turn to. Marie didn't feel confident enough to tell her parents that she was struggling with something so stupid as this. I mean, it's so stereotypical, Marie thought. Why? I shouldn't be dealing with this, Marie would scream at herself. I'm stronger than this. She had no female cousins except one. She decided she would reach out to her. But unfortunately, Becky was far away and could only really be reached by mail. So Marie gathered up pencils and papers, stamps and envelopes, feeling very Victorian, and started writing. Becky, I need your smile. I remember that you were always the sweetest person. quirky but sweet. I have no one to turn to but you. She waited a month before she got a reply. It was typed up. It wasn't in Becky's funny scrawl or cute winky faces that she would do to make it personal. But the words were perfect. They soothed her. The letter talked about Peru and these places, these experiences. After that moment, Marie was hooked. She would write as many letters as she could. Every time she would get this attack, she would write. There would be the typed response. A week before the family talent show, she decided to meet up with Becky personally, thanking her for not telling her parents about her ongoing disease and thanking her for filling that spot in the talent show. They met outside of Pete's Coffee, one of the few places Marie would still eat. The sun was shining, birds were chirping, and Maria said, "Thank you." It's so good to see you.
You look so beautiful. You always look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's not what you said in your letters, but it's. Thank you for filling my spot in the talent show.
Of course.
Yeah, I was really nervous. I know my mom doesn't like performing by herself.
Well, I figured if it's the least I could do, I could, fill in for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Seeing you, I'm like, this is the person who wrote me all those letters. And Maria could tell that something was a little off. Becky kept searching her gaze, sort of giving her a little scrunched up nose look she usually did when she was confused but didn't want to admit it. Maria thought she would try something out. I really loved that quote from Anna Karenina that you wrote in the letter last. It was really beautiful. How did it start again?
Let's pray before the coffee.
Oh, the coffee, yeah. Are we going to say it out loud? No, it's not. This didn't feel right. Maria had expressed in her letters how uncomfortable certain things made her feel. And this was one of them. I'm in.
So the line you were talking about?
Oh, it's not important. Don't worry about it.
I read that book a long time ago.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember off the top of my head, but I can't.
It's okay. It's great to see you. So happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too. I was so glad that you asked me to meet up with you today.
Yeah, me too. She was a rat. Something was going on. Becky was not the writer of her letters. She hated that she was taking advantage of it. Marie knew that the best way to get back at someone who betrayed you was to make them do something very, very stupid and embarrassing. Well, I look forward to hearing you sing. Cheers.
I'm so excited.
no, it's very simple. You see, you're my first cousin's once removed, and Rebecca is my second cousin, and so is Marie. See? Simple.
That's ridiculous.
It certainly isn't ridiculous. It's a fact.
Look, wait a minute. Did you just say? Did you just say she's your cousin?
Yes, of course.